Hey guys, welcome back to Whiskey Blooded. My name is Dave. Thanks for joining me here today. We'll be doing our second review in our four-part series of the Glenmorangie Scotch Tasting Pack. So today we'll be reviewing the second one, which is called the Lasanta. So a little bit of a recap from last week. We've started this four-pack here. It's about a $30 four-pack that you can find out there. It's kind of hard to find because it's a good value. And I figured I'd go through all of these in a row. So last week we did the original, which is here, and this week we'll be doing the Lasanta. So let's go through, we're gonna open up the pack again for you guys that didn't see it last week. Here is the look of the pack. So it's about, like I said, it's about $30. It's got 4 mini bottles in it here. And this is the original, the Lasanta, the Quinta Ruban, and the Nectar d'Or, which I think is how you say that. So we did the original last week, and now we'll be doing, like, pull it out, the Lasanta. If I can get it out, I'm just gonna do this. Sorry, guys. So this is a 12-year-old compared to the 10-year-old from last week. So now we've entered a slightly older. Put this a little closer here. We've entered a slightly older age on this Scotch. And this one is not chill filtered. So it's a non-chill filtered. So it's going to preserve some more of that taste and complexity and some more of that more prevalent tones in each of the different things that we're tasting. So I tried a little bit of this one. I do remember liking it, but I've only just cracked it. So let me go through this. Will be my second time tasting it. So let me pour this one and we'll go through our review. It's going to be a fairly short video here today. I've got some work stuff piling up, and I figured I'd try to keep this nice and fast for you, especially since we've already gone through most of the information except for this bottle in the last video that we did. So we've got this one, we've got the Quinta Ruban to come, and then the Nectar d'Or after that, so that'll finish up the whole month of the Glenmorangies. So looking at this one, if we look at the color, and a couple people have mentioned, like, hey, with Scotch, not as important to look at the color, but I think it's still fun to do. You can definitely see a major difference with this one. So this is, I should mention, this has been extra matured in sherry casks. So you can see on this one that the color is a lot darker than the last one. It's more of a copper whereas the last one was more of a yellowish gold. So that's the color on that one. And now smelling it, nosing it, when I smell it, I do get a lot more of that sherry. I mean, obviously, you should get more of that sweet sherry note. But on top of that, I get some nice, nutty, fruity flavors. I get like a peanut. I get a small bit of peanut, a little bit of cherry, a little bit of tobacco, a little bit of apple, definitely some honeyed vanilla smell in there too. Not much, it's very subtle, but the sherry definitely, the sweet notes, the cherry, definitely cherry, I didn't throw that one in there, cherry, a little bit of vanilla, and some nutty notes. The tasting notes on this one say that we're looking for rich, spicy, nutty notes from high quality Spanish sherry casks selected for extra maturation. So definitely getting some of that sherry, a little bit of that nutty, and some of those cherry fruity notes coming through as well. So let me try this one for you guys. This is great. I mean, I've tried all 4 now. I think this is my favorite of the 4. So it's got that normal Glenmorangie taste, but with the extra 2 years and the non-chill filter and that sherry finish, it totally changes it. Nice, sweet, smooth, but not overpowering wine sherry taste up front. So those really sweet wine characteristics up front, which makes it very pleasant on the intake. But then as you take it in, on the mid, it's starting to open up a little bit of that peanut light nut flavor, and then in comes a little bit of that tobacco, a little bit of salt that I'm tasting, some of the honey, and then it's starting to open up with those cherry notes, with the apple notes. So some of those lighter fruit notes that were characteristic of the last Glenmorangie that we tasted. So I definitely like it. In fact, I'm going to finish this right now almost. I really like it. Good balance between Scotch and sweetness. I think that for someone like myself, this whole product line is good for a beginning Scotch drinker. As mentioned, I normally like bourbon, and I do like Scotch, but these are really hitting the mark with me and starting to kind of push me towards buying more Scotch and getting more of it into my regular lineup of things that I drink. So by far, this is my favorite of the four, the Lasanta here, and I've heard that from many other people as well. So that sherry cask maturation process is definitely doing this particular bottle of Scotch justice. So as for the overall score, I'm actually going to pick up a bottle of this this weekend, just the Lasanta. So I think it's a great taste, and for that, I'm going to give this bottle a 93 out of 100. The only thing that I would change on this one, I think, is maybe just and I don't know how they'd change it, I'm not a distiller, but maybe just one tiny bit less on the sherry taste, that front kind of wine taste that's coming through. It's very sweet on the front of the palate, but then it all starts to balance together nicely. And if it was just a little bit less on the front, I think it would be an even higher score. But 93 out of 100, that's one of the highest reviews that we've given. And for this being a Scotch, which, not that Scotches shouldn't get good reviews, but with me being a bourbon drinker, this is definitely resonating well with me, and I think you guys should go out there and pick it up. At the very least, pick up one of these tasting packs. They have a couple different ones. Absolutely pick those up. But as for this bottle, I think that it's a winner. I think it's one that I'm going to be drinking regularly. So guys, next week, you already know what's coming. It'll be I think I'm saying this right, the Quinta Ruban, or the Quinta Ruban, Quinta Ruban, I think is how you say it. That is the extra matured in port casks. So a little bit different, still a 12-year-old, still non-chill filtered. So we'll get a different spin on the Glenmorangies next week. Please join me. Guys, below, if you could hit the subscribe button if you're watching the channel right now, if you haven't already. No specific reason for that. I don't do this for money. I make $0 by doing this. I just like to see that we're growing in viewers so that I can ask you guys questions and know that we have some new viewers that we can be tailoring newer videos to, and that'll kind of guide me as to where I go from here. So hit that subscribe button, and thank you so much for joining me. I will see you guys next week.